How's it going, tankers? It's Man and welcome back to something a little bit different today. Today I'm going to tell you a true story about how one man's actions means you can now see a working Tiger tank in action at the Bovington Tank Museum. Note the word working, not original and working as well. We're going to talk about that later. So Tiger 131, it was produced by the Henschel Company and it was finished in January 1943. And then in March 1943 it was then shipped to Tunisia to fight in the North Africa campaign and was assigned to 3rd Platoon, 1st Company of the 504th Heavy Tank Battalion. And I'm going to read the next bit straight from a script. Right, so knowing the Allies were preparing a major push towards Tunisia, the Germans launched a spoiling attack on the night of the 20th to the 21st of April 1943. 4 points were attacked simultaneously, including a pass on the north side of the hill called Jebel Jaffa, if I get that right. 2 Tigers and several other tanks advanced through this pass before dawn, and were gradually driven back during the day. Tiger 131 was hit by 3 shots from 6-pounders from the British Churchill tanks of A Squadron, 4 Troop of the 48th Royal Tank Regiment, the British Royal Tank Regiment, yeah. A solid shot hit the Tiger's gun barrel and ricocheted into its turret ring, jamming its traverse, wounding the driver and front gunner and destroying the radio. A second shot hit the turret lifting lug, disabling the gun's elevation device, and a third shot hit the loader's hatch, deflecting fragments into the turret. And this is when the German crew bailed out. Right, so what's the point about a crew bailing out? Well, a German crew didn't just bail out without being told to. The commander would have told them to. So as I said at the start, the reason you can see a working Tiger tank today is because of that German tank's commander's uncharacteristically telling his crew to bail out of a Tiger, but other than its gun was fully operational and was more than capable of literally just backing the hell out of that situation, going and getting repaired and going back into the fight. So like I said, very uncharacteristic of a German tank commander to do that. It's just very, very strange, and that is the only reason the British were able to capture a almost working Tiger tank. The tank itself was recovered and fixed using parts of other Tiger tanks that were more destroyed, and then it was taken to London, at which point King George and Winston Churchill inspected the tank and were probably like, oh shizzle, no wonder our boys are complaining about our Churchills with solid shot when they're getting big 88mm high explosive filled shells spammed in their faces. Yeah. So I struggled to find out what actually happened to the Tiger between London and the Tank Museum. It didn't turn up at the Tank Museum until the 25th of September 1951. And at this point it was stripped down, fully restored and put back together, but they didn't give it its original engine back. And that's why I'm saying it's a working Tiger, not an original working Tiger. Its original engine was cut in half to use as a training aid. So it doesn't have the original Maybach HL210 that it should have done. It has a Maybach HL230 from the museum's Tiger II, or King Tiger. So the Tank Museum actually beat Wargaming to the upgrading game in the 50s. And World of Tanks didn't come out until, was it 2011? Yeah, so they were like 50 years ahead of World of Tanks for upgrading. Yeah, so the Tiger, they didn't give it the long barrel 88 though. That would have been funny. It would have been a fully upgraded Tiger tank. Yeah, I've seen it a few times rolling around the arena, Tank Fest, but apparently it's not going to be in the arena this year. It's only going to be on Tiger Day. So if you're looking forward to seeing this roll around on Tank Fest, I'm afraid you might be a bit... you might not be able to see it. Never mind. Yeah. So what's the tank like in the game? Well, to be quite frank, it's just bloody awesome, isn't it? Slight differences to the regular Tiger. A little bit nerfed in some ways, but slightly better in others. It doesn't have the long barrel 88 of the fully upgraded Tiger. It has the original 88. Can't remember how many barrel lengths it is. So you get less penetration than the stock Tiger, but they did buff it. This gun is on the VK3601H, you know, the way World of Tanks uses upgrade packages. You get a slightly better gun than the tanks normally did in real life, but they did buff the penetration to just over 160, so it's not all doom and gloom. And the fact that 131 has premium matchmaking and the APCR pen for premium is more than good enough to fight tier 8s. This is one of the best premium tanks in the game, and if you didn't buy it yet, I think you might still have the chance. It wasn't cheap. I was lent the tank by Wargaming for a test drive. Didn't put out a video as soon as I wanted to, partly because the Beards did a really good review, and also the fact trying to play this on my own when there was platoons of you guys in Tigers constantly getting my ass kicked. Had a few 4K games, but nothing really better than that. I really wanted a special game, so I thought I'd do a little story for you instead. There's a few other things about the tank which are different, which you guys might not know about. You see the extra cans on the back? They are sand filters, just in case you didn't know. The regular Tiger doesn't have them. You know, this Tiger, if it was in the Normandy campaign, it wouldn't have had the sand filters, but because it was in Tunisia, a hot sandy place, they fit sand filters. So if you didn't know what they are, you do now. And the only thing I don't like about this tank, in the film Fury, which made this tank even more famous than it already was, the Tiger had some camo, extra camo put on it, mainly bushes. And in the game, the foliage to me is a little bit too bright, a little bit too garish, and turns whatever it, else was a absolutely amazing tank. It makes it a little bit childish for me. So I'd be much happier without the big green bushes sticking out the side. But that's my only gripe for this tank. Other than that, it's awesome. It was expensive, but for the price of it, considering what tank it is, Tiger's one of my favourite tanks in the game anyway. The fact it's been in the film Fury, it matches my Fury Sherman that I've got as well. Although it was quite a premium, I'm happy I bought it. Anyway, so that's the end of the game and the end of the video. So I hope any of you guys didn't know where 131 came from, I hope that helps you out.